Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back here to the Bruin Gymnasium for another great night, bit cold night, but another great night of basketball here on deck between the Tri-West Bruins and the McCutcheon Mavericks. As we saw last week, the Bruins came in here against Garrett Catholic, played really good basketball through the three quarters. Then the fourth quarter and overtime, it all started to unravel, and they lost, I believe, 72-64. Mr. Freak, can you tell us about a little bit what the Bruins are probably the weakness away from the cover?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a chance to talk to Coach Strine in the pregame, as you guys may have seen. And, you know, whenever you lose a game like that, it's a heartbreaking thing, right? I mean, you're in control most of the game, and you let it slip away, and then you just feel dejected. But like Coach said, what you got to focus on right there is learning how to win, right? You're still a pretty young team, most seniors on this team, so they're still trying to figure out and learn what it's going to take in crunch time. So it's going to be really interesting to see them come out and see if they can really focus on doing those little things, taking care of the ball, working the offense, taking good shots that will hopefully help propel them to the win tonight.
That's right, Mr. Spears. And we'll look at the Bruins here. I mean, the Bruins, like you said, they're on a 3-game losing streak. How, kind of like you said, I mean, the Bruins will be motivated tonight to end that. What can they – let's look at it a little bit to this McCutcheon team of, like, what can the Bruins do to help beat this McCutcheon team tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's two things. And, again, Coach talked a lot about this. On the offensive end, he said early on in the Guerin game he didn't really feel like they were clicking. We know the potential of about 6 or 7 players on this team to be able to score in the double digits, right? And so he talked about that, not being selfish, but knowing who needs to be getting the ball at what positions in the offensive set. So, you know, taking care of the ball, running the offense, and then getting good shots. You're not going to hit them all, but at least get good looks. On the defensive end, got to lock in and play as a unit. 5 guys is one. Make sure you rotate, help side, block out, finish the possession. Just those little key things, I think, are what going to propel these guys to that victory tonight.
All right, well, we'll take a couple-minute break here. We'll come back on here with a couple minutes before tip-off for some player insights and pregame ceremonies.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome you back here to Tri-West for tonight's matchup between the McCutcheon Mavericks and the Tri-West Bruins. First, let's look at some player insights, but unfortunately on the McCutcheon side, no stats available for them. But I mean, me and you, Mr. Pierce, looking through this lineup here. One guy really caught our eye, number 11, Isaac Richardson, a 6'6" senior forward. What do you think they could do with him tonight?
Yeah, I imagine if he's a key part of their team, that you'll probably see him play maybe some inside out, right? I mean, at 6'6", he may be a little bit of a post player. He's the tallest kid on the team, but who knows? A kid that size could also step out, put the ball on the floor. So I'm guessing he probably plays a pretty versatile role. And then obviously, you know, at that size and height, defense, you're going to cause all kinds of havoc there. So that's what I would expect to see from a kid like that.
Another thing I'm seeing here, a lot of this team is centered really around 6 foot. Only 3 guys have 5'11", and that's their lowest height on the roster. What do you think? Maybe that height advantage, because we know this Bruin team is a bit small height-wise. Could they use that to their advantage tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think in what we saw with the Guerin game is that our guards were able to beat them off the dribble, right? They were also a little bit bigger than us, so maybe we can use some of our speed to be able to beat them off the dribble. You know, on defensive end, though, you're going to have those trees down there, so when you get into the lane, you got to go through the defender. You can't fade away, right? You got to go into the contact, finish through the contact, try to get your and ones, or at least get to the line. So, that's going to have to probably be the game plan against a bigger team like McCutcheon.
Another big story that developed during the Guerin Catholic game, Daniel Thomas went down with what appeared to be almost a tailbone injury. So I believe Strine said he's good to go tonight, though. What can we see out of him tonight coming back from that slight injury or slight bump in the road from last week?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're right. And, again, you just want to get out there, get the adrenaline going, make sure you stay loose, right? If he's feeling any ill effects from it, that'll probably go away as you get loose and get going. But Coach Strine, as you said, feels everybody's healthy and ready to go. Again, I think, just using his talent and ability to be able to see the floor, finish, be quick. He's just one of those pieces of the puzzle for this well-diverse Bruin team.
Two other guys I want to shout out here, Eric Dean and Ryan Miller. They've been getting really hot recently, but from Coach Strine, Dean had come down a couple of days previous with an illness, said he might limit his minutes tonight, but still, look out for him. He's been a lethal threat behind the three-point line.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here for the national anthem and player introductions.
This time, will everyone please stand and remove your hats as we honor this great nation with the playing of our national anthem. Good evening and welcome to Tri-West High School to the great Bruin Gymnasium for tonight's varsity matchup between the visiting McCutcheon Mavericks and your Tri-West Bruin. First, let's meet the visiting starters from McCutcheon. 0, Jax Dickinson. Number 4, Thomas Chandler. Number 11, Isaac Richardson. Number 24, Max Marshall. Number 30, Connor Campbell. The Mavericks are coached by head coach Tyler Shearer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights come back on here, we're ready to get some basketball going on this Friday night. One thing we want to note, I believe Parker Gibson, in place of Eric Dean, has gotten his nod for his first start of the night. What can we see out of him?
Yeah, again, he just adds that dimension of that trio of quick guards that can beat you off the dribble. He can shoot it from outside. He can distribute the ball. So, yeah, it'll be a nice to see him in the lineup here to start.
As we get off tip-off underway, it is tipped almost way out of bounds. Mavericks saving under their own basket, and number 0, Jax Jenkinson, will bring it up. Oh,
close over him back.
As a close, almost over and back there to start for the Mavericks, as number 0, Jax Jenkinson, feeds inside of number 30. That's Connor Gamble. I believe he puts it up, and there's 2 for him to start the night. So Gibson in his first start will bring it down the floor, brings it back up the middle. Gibson looking around on the left side now, has it to Thomas up top. Thomas back to Gibson, looking for a play. Gibson.
A little bit of confusion here by the Bruins getting set. Sorry.
Gibson sent it up, gets it to Thomas up top. Thomas back to Gibson. Gibson on the left wing looking. Cross to Miller. Miller contested 3. It's good. Give him 3 to start the game.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Hopefully get hot early.
1-point lead to start off with the Bruins as number 30, Connor Gamble, brings it up for the Mavericks as he dumps it off to Jenkinson. Jenkinson to number 24, Marshall, who feeds it inside. Gets it out to Richardson, who gets it back to Gamble, and Gamble will have a travel up top, Bruin ball.
Yeah, nice little pressure there, just enough to kind of disrupt the catch of the ball, shuffle the feet. Now, the Bruins looked a little discombobulated on that first offensive set. Hopefully they can kind of get in the rhythm here a little bit more quickly in this offensive set.
Miller brings up for the Bruins, hands off to Thomas, quick pass to Gibson. Gibson on the left wing to Anderson. Anderson inside to Paris. Paris on the elbow, spinning, looking, has Anderson up top. Anderson kick out to Gibson. Gibson to 3, just off far. Anderson finds the rebound, chucks it over the top. Gibson comes back down with it. Pulls
Great
it back
effort.
out, sets it back up for Miller. Miller now looking on the right wing, rips, drives right side, fade away. Nice layup there. He's got all 5 so far.
Yeah, good start for Ryan. Nice hustle there by Parker to save that ball and keep that possession alive.
So Gamble brings it up for the Mavericks. He's looking around on his left. He gets it to number 4, Thomas Chandler. Chandler, number 11, Richardson. Richardson, a 3, air ball. And Chandler tried to come back down with the rebound, but couldn't get it. Steps out of bounds. Bruin basketball again. That's one thing I've noticed really as of late. The Bruins have been really good about unforced turnovers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So Miller, kick out to Paris on the right wing. Handoff back to Miller. Miller looking cross court to Gibson. Gibson rips, drives, nice lane to the basket. It's wide open, and there's 2.
And that's exactly what we mentioned there in pregame. When you get into the lane, you got to go up hard and strong, get through this big-bodied Mavs team, and that was a great job there to do that by Parker.
7-2 lead now for the Bruins. 5:38 left in the first as Richardson has it. Nice inside feed to find Chandler. Blocked by Gibson. Put back up, though. Falls in the hands of Jenkinson, and that'll go up for 2. That was Marshall with the shot. But Miller still brings it up for the Bruins, up by 3 now. Miller to Paris. Paris, fake to Miller. Miller contested 3 again, just long. Number 4, Thomas Chandler comes down with the rebound, hands it to Gamble. Gamble dribbling up the floor now up top. Gets it to Jenkinson. Jenkinson, nice active hands there from Thomas, gets it back to Richardson, who swings it to Marshall. Inside to Jenkinson out. Jenkinson back out to Gamble. Gamble slips as he gets it up top. Picks up his dribble finally. Gets it to Jenkinson. Jenkinson dribbling back around to his right. Into the corner to Richardson. Swing back to Marshall. Marshall to Gamble now. Gamble looking back to Jenkinson on the right wing. Jenkinson back to Richardson. Richardson waiting. Gets it to Gamble. Gamble contested 3 off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Thomas.
Great team defense right there by the Bruins. A way to finish it off with the rebound.
Thomas driving lane, 2-on-1, can't get it to go. Gamble with the rebound for the Mavericks. 7-4, 4:25 left to play in the first. Bruins up. Jenkinson swing to Richardson. Richardson looking, waiting for play to form. Swings it to his left to Chandler, Chandler feed inside to Gamble, just inside the arc. Back out to Jenkinson on the right wing. Jenkinson to Richardson in the corner. Richardson looking, nice defense there from Anderson, but it's going to fall off his own hands.
Yeah, the Bruins doing a nice job of disrupting some of the offensive flow of McCutcheon. Now, they got to be careful because It looks like McCutcheon's running a blocker mover, so they're getting a lot of back cuts. There's a lot of motion off the ball. You really got to talk and communicate when you've got to play against an offense like this.
Entering the game for the Bruins is number 12, Eric Dean, number 21, Lane Barnard, as Jenkinson dribbling up top. Gets it to number 4, Chandler. Chandler swing to Gamble. Gamble dribbling to his left up top, looking around now. Gets it back to Chandler. Chandler on the right wing, looking, kick out to Richardson in the corner. Richardson back to Jenkinson. And a timeout getting called by McCutcheon there as their offense pretty much stalling there for a lot of time. As we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. I'll get back here to McCutcheon versus Dry West. 7-4 lead with 3:38 to play. What have we seen out of those two guys so far?
Yeah, again, great job by the Bruins on defense, staying connected, communicating, moving. Like I was mentioning right before that timeout, McCutcheon's got a lot of off-the-ball movement, so you really got to communicate. We're doing a nice job there of disrupting things. Offensively, we're getting pretty good looks. You just got to knock some more shots down.
Jenkinson, a contested 3 up top to start it, and he will tie this thing up at 7 as he hits the 3. So Thomas brings it up now for the Bruins as we have a tie game, 3:23. Off of Barner's head. He gets it back, though. Now trying to dribble out of it. Handoff back to Thomas. Thomas pulling it back out of top. Drives left side of the lane. Goes up for it. 1 on 3. Nice layup there.
Yeah, and you can see our guards are able to beat them off the dribble almost every time. So what that's going to start to do is they're going to start to overhelp, and then we can dish off to guys underneath.
Isaac Richardson kick out to Jenkinson. Jenkinson another 3. It's good. Give him 3 more. Miller bringing it up, trying to get some hurry up offense here. Paris has got it. Dribbles back to his left. Nice move there. Dribbles inside the lane, fight through the contact, and he'll get a foul call. Yeah,
that was a nice little hesitation move there by Jackson to get the defender off his feet. And Coach Strine talking to DT, coaching him up a little bit there. You got a kid in Jenkinson now who's hit 2 threes, so you got to know your scouting report and just know to close out hard on him.
So Jackson Paris, first player to go to the free throw night tonight. Puts up his first and misses, so game still down. Bruins still down by 1, 9-10, 2:47 left to play. That foul will be charged towards Isaac Richardson, his first of the night. Paris puts up the second, and it is good, tied up at 10. Into the game comes Parker Gibson as Paris actually comes out. So Gibson returning to the floor. So Jenkinson brings it up for the Mavs now as the Mavs looking to break this tie once again. Handoff to number 24, Max Marshall. Swing to Chandler. Back to Richardson in the left corner. Richardson swing back out to Chandler. Chandler inside feed to Gamble. Gamble spins. Puts it up over Ryan Miller, and it'll go. Mavericks back up by 2.
Yeah, we knew this team was going to be athletic, and you can tell they're able to get inside and finish. They're big and strong.
Miller, hand off to Thomas. Quick swing to Dean. Dean, pump fake. Drives baseline. Can't get it. Tries to quick swing it to the other corner, but blocked by Chandler, but falls out of bounds.
I'd really love to see us execute a nice underneath out-of-bounds play right here. Maybe get Ryan an open look coming in off the inbounds.
Miller trying to inbound it. Gets to the corner for Gibson. Gibson contested 3. It's good. Give him 3. Coming back off the bench.
Yeah, that works as well.
So Gibson puts the Bruins back up by 1, 13-12. 2 minutes left on the first. Jenkinson one-on-one with Thomas. Thomas playing good D. Jenkinson picks it up, hands it off to Marshall. Marshall swing inside of Jenkinson. Jenkinson turn around, fade away. Won't go. Dean with the rebound.
Nice defense there by DT.
Dean quick swing to Thomas. Thomas pump fakes. Looks inside. Barnard wide open. Nice swing to Dean. Nice drive. Can't get the layup to fall, but a foul going to be called.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward. Eric's upset with himself, but he caught that in kind of an awkward spot. He had to kind of rush it up. Late contact there. McCutcheon coach can't believe it, but there was a little bit of a swipe down, I think, that got the call.
So Dean heading to the line for 2 as the shot did not fall. His first will be good, extends his lead to 2. Jackson Paris re-enters the game for Daniel Thomas, as that previous foul was charged towards number 4, Thomas Chandler on the Mavericks. Dean, chance to put him up by 3. And he will. 15-12 lead now for the Bruins. 1:45 left.
Little diamond press here from the Bruins. Get a hard trap right there.
Nice trap in the corner there for the Bruins. A bit of a weak lob there for the Mavericks, but they get across the 10-second line. As down number 3, Noah Kuhn going to have it. Gets it back to number 24, Marshall. Marshall picks up his dribble, looking back to Jenkinson. Jenkinson looking for something up top. Picks up his dribble, tries to get inside to Gamble. Dean tries to get it. Nice there post movement by Gamble, and he'll get the layup to fall.
Yeah, good execution there by the Mavs. They're doing a nice job of getting the ball down low and using their height and finishing around the rim.
So Gibson has it now on the left wing. Gibson drives on the line. No shot going to be on the floor, but he will draw the foul.
Yeah, again, you can just see we're able to break them down off the dribble. We can pretty much get into the lane. Both teams are getting the ball inside in different ways, right? They're cutting and moving, throwing nice entry passes. We're just beating guys off the dribble. So, again, it's going to be which team can kind of adjust, right? The problem with Tri-West is if they're feeding the ball inside and then you got to start sending help over, then that opens up the back.
Timeout, Tri-West, and we'll take a timeout here. We'll be right back. Welcome you back to Tri-West High School here for the Tri-West Bruins against the McCutcheon Mavericks. Bruins lead by 1, 15-14, 1 away left in the first quarter. Mr. Bruins, what can we see leading into the second quarter here as we draw and close this quarter?
Yeah, I think, again, the key is just going to be to make adjustments on the defensive end for both teams. Offensively, both teams have kind of been able to get whatever they want at will. You got to finish. But, yeah, I think key will be defensive adjustments.
Paris wide open 3 off the inbound, off the front of the rim. Barnard fights, tips it back to Paris. Dean a pull-up 3 now. Sure. Airballed. No foul called on the shot, so the ball will float out of bounds and go to the Mavericks.
Yeah, Tri-West going to set up now in this diamond press. What you want to get is you want to force the ball into the short corner, and then you want to get a good hard trap right there. Get there, Jackson. Don't let it get out from over there.
Number 32 for the Mavs going to force it up to number 3, Noah Kuhn. Noah Kuhn swings between the Gamble, who swings at Jenkinson. Back to Kuhn in the corner. Kuhn a 3. Just in and out, but number 44 almost comes out with the rebound. That's Ryan Budzinski, fought out by Parker Gibson, and the ball's going to go to Tri-West.
Yeah, the Bruins are going to have to try to figure out something on the defensive boards, making sure they block out. We can't give up second chance opportunities.
So Gibson now brings it up for the Bruins. 35 seconds left in the first. Bruins still up by 1.
Looks like McCutcheon's going to go to a little 2-3 zone right here, so the Bruins adjust to run their zone offense.
Gibson looking inside for Barnard. He's got him. Barnard, quick swing to Dean. Dean, a wide open 3. It's good. Give him 3.
That was all set up by Lane looking opposite. He caught the ball at the high post, turned, looked opposite. Eric's wide open.
As we said before the game, Dean out behind the arc. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Noah Kuhn now has it to Gamble up top for the Mavericks. 5 seconds. Gamble looking now. Dribbles to his left. Pull-up spin jumper as the clock expires off the back of the glass. And the Tri-West Bruins will win quarter 1 by 18-14. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome me back here to Tri-West here for the between Tri-West Bruins and McCutcheon Mavericks. Bruins coming off first quarter win 18-14. What have we seen out of these two teams?
Yeah, like we said right before that in there, it's going to be some adjustments that need to be made on the defensive end for both teams. offensively, even though it was only 18, I say only 18-14, pretty decent scoring quarter. Make some adjustments. If you're the offense, you keep doing what works. Make them stop it, right? We're breaking them down off the dribble. We're hitting some outside shots. So you got to be patient, though. You can't start rushing shots.
So Blakely enters the game for the Bruins as he'll start with the ball to start the second quarter. Swings around to Miller in the corner. Miller gets it on start again. He's got 3 more.
Yeah, great ball movement there around Miller coming through in the corner.
Mavericks got number 44. Budzinski has it. Gets it back to Gamble. Gamble bringing it up before the Mavericks as Kuhn has it up top. Kuhn dribbling to his right. Quick swing to Jenkinson. Nice heads-up defense there from Miller. Feeds it to Budzinski. Budzinski up top in the high post. Gets it back to Jenkinson. Jenkinson dribbling around. Trapped up top. Anderson fighting for the loose ball. And a foul going to be called on Parker Anderson.
Wow, yeah, I mean, that looked like he had a hold of the ball there. Now, what it looks like, our adjustment that I've seen right here, at least out in that first possession, is ball pressure. Put more ball pressure on, deny those passes, don't let them work the ball into the low post, and hopefully we're able to do that without fouling. We don't want to start racking up a bunch of fouls here out of the gate.
So Mavericks going to inbound it under their own basket. Looking inside, he's got Budzinski in the lane. Budzinski trying to drive, and there's a jump ball. So the ball will stay with the Mavericks. So again, Mavericks will take it onto their own basket after the jump ball.
Got to watch the big guy setting a screen and peeling back. There he sets it, now he rolls.
Quick swing into Jenkinson, swing back out to number 32. Tried to feed it inside to Gamble, but couldn't get it. And Miller gets it battered away from under his own basket, and Miller will get the ball back as the Bruins inbound it.
Yeah, you could see the double team come from the Bruins when that ball made it into the post. So looks like that might be another minor adjustment too, is maybe if they get the ball in the low post, they may send a double depending on who gets it.
Miller jumping around, another wide open 3 again. It's good, give him 3. He's 3 for 4 tonight.
He is feeling it. That's a good sign for the Bruins.
So Jenkinson now has it for the Mavs. They cross the 10-second line. Jenkinson picks up his dribble, one-on-one with Blakely as he gets inside to Budzinski inside the right wing. Budzinski back to Jenkinson, swings to number 32, Connor Pratt. Pratt lob into Gamble. Gamble battered away, 2-on-2, and a travel going to be called, and the Bruins again another unforced turnover.
And you can see the doubles throwing it off a little bit. When he caught the ball in the post, first off, they forced the catch out off the low block, and then when he caught it, the double came, and it just kind of threw him off a little bit to get the travel.
So Ryan Miller brings up the 4 for the Bruins after the turnover. Anderson fighting 2-on-1. Tries to swing to Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
It's tipped, but he gets it back. 2-on-1. Tries to put the layup. Can't get it to go, though, as the Mavericks come back down with it. Kuhn gets inside to Jenkinson. Jenkinson swing inside to Budzinski. Budzinski trying to get it. And a foul going to be called. Looks like almost a travel there, but Bruins going to get called on a foul. That's going to be called on number 10, Jackson Paris.
Yeah, we're just going to have to watch the hands. We can't get handsy here, right? You want to put ball pressure on. You want to disrupt them, but the reaching, getting your hands out, that's going to get those fouls called, and those are going to rack up pretty quickly.
So Kuhn swings it to Jenkinson up top for the Mavs. Dribbling to his left, back to Kuhn in the corner. Kuhn, pump fakes, dribbling out, trying to feed it inside. Can't, gets back out to Jenkins. Gamble. Turns, spins to his right, dribbling, spins left now, up in the middle of the lane. Nice put in there from Campbell. Timeout there from McCutcheon as entering the game after the final player gets in his lane partner. We'll take a quick break. Welcome you back here to the Bruins Gymnasium here for tonight's game between McCutcheon Mavericks and your Tri-West Bruins. Bruins currently have an 8-point lead, 24-16, 5:51 left in the second quarter. What can we see out of both these games, Mr. Pierce?
Yeah, hot shooting from the Bruins. Ryan Miller leading the way in that regard. Our guards beating them off the dribble. That's helped out a lot. Defensively, looks like we've made a couple of adjustments. Try to put some ball pressure on and then send a double when the ball gets into the block. We just got to be careful not to foul.
So Miller brings it up the floor for the Bruins. Looking for somebody. Trying to get to Gibson. Jumped by Noah Kuhn, and it's going to be tipped. Going to be tipped by Kuhn, and it's going to fall in the hands of the Bruins as Ryan, very frustrated, going to take a quick timeout here. I don't know what we're going to see out of the Bruins.
No, coach is frustrated with that turnover right there. I didn't see exactly what happened. I was blocked by an official, but it looked like a long, lazy pass maybe that got tipped and out of bounds, and you just can't afford to give a team like McCutcheon extra possessions, right? So, again, hopefully coach is over there kind of settling them down a little bit, clearing the air of whatever happened on that possession. And, again, defensively, though, we've got to play the entire defensive possession from start to finish. Ball pressure, you got a double on the block if you need it, and you got a weak side block out, because whenever you send the double, you're opening up that back side, right? So any kind of miss, you got to get a body on that guy and block out. So hopefully they can finish and push this lead up a little bit here. I'd like to see us get it into double digits.
So as the teams re-enter the floor, the Bruins definitely, like you said, Mr. Spears, looking for a score here as they haven't scored in the past couple trips. Bruins still up by 8, 24-16. Took about 10 seconds off the clock there. 5:43 left to play in the half. So McCutcheon going to get it in front of their own bench after the turnover. So Noah Kuhn will bring it up now. Kuhn dribbling to his left, guarded by Blakely. Screen coming in by Gamble, can't get it. Kuhn dribbling back to his right, trying to look one-on-one with Blakely. Blakely, nice tip there. Kuhn gets it back, gets it out to Gamble. Gamble now up top, gets to his right, number 24, Marshall. Marshall in the corner to Kuhn. Kuhn drives baseline, blocked by Barnard, put back up by Gamble, though.
And that's exactly what we were talking about there.
Miller picks up his dribble in the corner now as Dean swings it back out to the wing. Handoff back to Miller. Miller standing alone up top, picks up his dribble, gets it to Blakely. Blakely dribbling to his left, pass to Paris. Paris to Dean. Dean dribbling to his right, quick swing to Paris. Paris drives baseline, one-on-one. Foul going to be called there on the shot. And Paris will go to the free throw line for the second time tonight.
Yeah, so what I was saying down there before we pushed the ball up the floor, that's exactly what we were talking about. They drove baseline. The help slid over, which opens the backside. When that shot's missed, nobody gets a body on the rebounder, and he's able to put that in. Now, down here, it was a nice job of moving the ball around. And, again, Jackson attacking and going strong into the contact, not stopping and fading away. So that's an encouraging sign to see that happen as well.
Re-entering the floor for the Mavericks is number 11, Isaac Richardson. As Paris makes his first free throw, looking for his second, and it will not go. Rims in and out. So Bruins lead is only up by 7 now. 25-18, 4:50 left. Mavericks push it across the 10-second line. Richardson looking. Gets it to Kuhn up top. Kuhn feeds it, tries to feed it inside to Richardson. Blocked by Blakely. Richardson going to step out of bounds. He tries to save it, but it's still going to land into Blakely's hands, so the Bruins will have it in front of their own bench.
Yeah, and you can see that ball pressure starting to kind of take its toll a little bit on McCutcheon with some errant passes and turnovers, so hopefully we can keep that up as a trend.
Blakely brings it up for the Bruins as he gets it to Paris. Paris, handoff to Miller, back to Blakely up top. Blakely, swing to Miller. Miller, pull-up three off the front of the rim. Can't get the foul to go as Gamble comes down with the rebound for the Mavs. Kuhn brings it up, one-on-one with Blakely. Switch on to Paris. Kuhn, swing to Chandler. Chandler feeds inside to Gamble. Gamble loses it on the spin. Richardson, pull-up jumper from about 10 feet, won't go. Miller gets the rebound, pushes up the floor for the Bruins as Blakely now has it on the right wing. Blakely up to Barnard up top. Barnard, handoff to Paris. Paris, pump fakes, drives in the lane. Jump stop to Miller. Miller, jump stop again, gets it to Dean. Dean, handoff to Barnard. Blakely, a deep three, just long. Marshall going to come down with the rebound as he dribbles up the floor. Marshall, 2-on-1, tries to put up the floater, and he will. There's 2 points for him, and this lead is now down to 5. Dean feeds inside to Barnard. Barnard loses the ball, and it's stolen by Gamble. So Kuhn brings it back down the floor as a quick turnover there from the Bruins. 25-20, 3:25 left. Kuhn picks up his dribble. Swing to, I believe, Chandler in the corner. Gets it back to Gamble. Gamble, swing to Kuhn. Almost stolen by Paris. Paris, it will be stolen by Paris. Paris almost is stolen from him. Paris tries to swing inside to Barnard, but again, another turnover. Marshall brings it down. Miller, nice hands. Ripped up by Barnard. Paris now has it. Paris dribbling down. Nice no-looker to Barnard. Barnard, there's the points Tri-West needs. And the layup going to go in. 7-point lead now for the Bruins, 27-20.
Yeah, kind of frantic pace right there with some turnovers and misses. We got a timeout here or not? Oh, blood on a player. I thought there was a timeout called. It was blood on a player there, I believe. So. PA announcer Dave Smith with the improv call there on the timeout.
So Kuhn brings it back up for the Mavs as he hands it off to Isaac Richardson. And entering the game for the Bruins is Parker Gibson and Daniel Thomas during that referee timeout. Gamble, a three, off the front of the rim. Miller fighting for the rebound and will fall in the hands of Paris. Paris, swing up to Gibson. Gibson 2-on-1 foul. Can't get the shot to fall, but he's going to the line still.
Nice job down here on the defensive end. Ryan getting good position there to block out and be able to get that rebound. That was a nice job there. They call this on the floor or shooting? All right, we're shooting.
So they are shooting. Gibson will be at the line. Each team at 2 fouls respectively. 27-20 lead. Could push it to 9 here for the Bruins. Gibson sets up, puts up the first, and it is long, so still will stay at 7 with 2:39 left to play in the half.
Yeah, I still like the adjustment that we've made on the defensive end to put more ball pressure on and to send the double into the low block. I think it's done a nice job of disrupting the McCutcheon offense. This is where you got to try to push it, though, down the stretch here going into OT or going into halftime.
Gibson makes his second free throw. Will push the lead to 8, 28-20. Thomas one-on-one with Kuhn. Swings to Richardson up top. Richardson swing to Jenkinson. Gets it to Gamble. Gamble spins on the block, can't get it to Kuhn. Floater in the lane, won't go. Paris gets the rebound. Fighting physical, and a foul going to be called, I believe, on number 3, Noah Kuhn.
Yeah, so again, when you talk about that formula of the adjustments for the Bruins on defense, ball pressure, double in the block, and then finish with the rebound, right? That's really important. And so far we've been able to finish every possession the last couple of times down with a rebound.
Ryan Miller brings it up for the Bruins as Paris hands off to Thomas. Thomas back to Miller. Miller dribbling to his left, swing to Paris on the out. Paris drives lane, spins, tries to spin and feed it out, but a travel going to be called.
Boy, that looked like a bump that caused that travel there. I don't know how or why he didn't get that call, but either way, turnover there for the Bruins.
So into the game for the Mavericks. First time seeing the floor tonight is number 12, Philip Ferger. As bringing it up for the Mavs is number 0, Jax Jenkinson. Jenkinson feeds to Chandler. Almost batted out by Miller, but it'll stay with the Mavs. Gamble to Ferger, Kind of tripped up on my words there as he gets it to Richardson. Richardson to Jenkinson. Jenkinson back to Gamble up top. Gamble, quick swing to Chandler. Chandler looking right. He's got Ferger. Ferger dribbles to his right. Tries to hand it back off to Chandler. Almost loses it, but Richardson gets it back. Richardson, quick swing to Jenkinson. Almost stolen by Miller. Jenkinson pull up 3. Banked in off the glass.
Man.
Nice shot there. So Gibson going to bring up the floor now. Gibson looking to his right. Swings it to Anderson back left. Anderson dribbles, hand off to Miller. Miller, pump fake, dribbles left. Almost falls on his foot there, but Anderson has it. Gibson now has it. Gibson driving lane, floater blocked by Gamble. Almost falls to the hands of Paris, and it'll go with the Mavs as it falls out of bounds off his ankle.
And one thing we got to be careful of here, too, on the defensive end, we're starting to ratchet up the off-the-ball pressure. We got to watch them going back door. If we get too high extended or try to shoot a passing lane, this team looks like they're really well coached at going back door, and we got to watch giving up easy baskets that way.
Bruins up by 5, 28-23 as we enter the under 1 minute mark. Gibson fighting for the steal. He'll get it. 2-on-1. Goes up for the layup. It's good. Pushes the lead back to 7. So the Mavericks bring it up now. Jenkinson, 45 seconds to work with, down by 7. Jenkinson looking left, picks up his dribble, gets it to Chandler in the left corner. Swing back around to Ferger. Ferger, quick swing to Richardson on the right wing now. Richardson drives baseline, tries to go over the back of the basket. Foul going to be called on Parker Anderson.
Not quite sure why the official all the way out here made that call all the way down there. It sure looked like Parker was in good position, but, you know, you can't control the whistles. You got to play through them. Just a shame that that call went that way.
So Anderson will pick up his second foul of the night, 3 fouls each. At the line is Richardson. Richardson will miss his first, keeps the lead at 7. So Barnard will enter the game for Anderson. As looks like at the bench, number 32, Connor Pratt, will come in for shooter Isaac Richardson. Richardson setting up for a second. Puts it up, and it is short.
Ball don't lie.
So Perez comes down with a rebound. Lead still 7 for the Bruins. 25 seconds to work with. Thomas dribbling left, going to the lane, 2-on-1. Nice speed there shown by Thomas, and there's 2 more.
Yeah, again, you can just see the speed of our guards beating them off the dribble. No help side coming over. Pretty easy layup right there. Now you got to finish this quarter strong.
Under 10 now. Ferger, quick swing to Richardson. 5 now. Richardson, inside feed to Gamble. 3, Chandler up top. Pump fakes, fade away 3. Just in and out as Barnard will come down with the rebound. But the Bruins escape the first half with a 9-point lead, 32-23.
Yeah, all in all, a good half there for the Bruins. Did a lot of nice things, made some adjustments there in the second quarter. Coach is going to go in and probably clean a couple things up, but I think if we play like that in the second half, we should be able to pull away here and get this W.
We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here with our halftime report. Welcome you back here to Tri-West High School for our halftime report. Back here with the desk, I'm Lane Gibbs. This is Logan Spears. Logan, what have you seen from the both sides of the ball so far between McCutcheon and Tri-West?
I mean, I think that both teams have been very strong on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. We saw very strong, both of them coming out very strong on the defensive side of the ball at first, and then both offenses started to catch up with each other. Now I believe it's 32-23, but it's been a good game so far to watch.
Yeah, as me and Mr. Spears were talking with you saying defensively center, we were talking about the size of this McCutcheon team. These guys don't have anyone less than 5'11" in height, and we definitely saw that Isaac Richardson very active in the postgame, as well as Connor Gamble. He was very active on the McCutcheon side offensively as well. Very good pick-and-roll game developed by him. But we also saw the Bruins kind of turned up the defense there in the second quarter, getting some more on-ball pressure when they're inside the lane, and their quickness has – with us being a more shorter team, we have a lot of fast guards. We've definitely taken advantage of that to stretch this to a 9-point lead.
Yeah, this has definitely been a game of speed versus size, right? Tri-West has a lot of fast guards that can shoot very well, and then McCutcheon has a lot of big guys that can drive down into the post and make those layups. So it's been a good game, size versus speed.
Another thing to say with that, with the size versus speed, Ryan Miller, the star guard of the Tri-West team so far, he has been on fire, 3 for 4 from behind the arc and a 2 as well. If I do my math right, that's 11 points so far in the first half. So Miller off to a great start. And like we heard Strine say, Dean was sick a little bit throughout the week. He's been limited in minutes as we saw Parker Gibson get the start. But Dean, a couple of times he's seen the floor, he's taken 1 of 2 shots, and that one shot was a 3-pointer that went in. So really still an impact from Dean, even though he's got his minutes limited. And again, like we said, Parker Gibson has had a fairly decent night for his first night starting. So we'll look to see a bit more action from him out of coming out in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. It really hadn't looked like that sickness and the limited amount of practice that Dean has had in the past few days, it really doesn't look like it's limited him at all. And then the injury that Thomas had to his back last week, he looks fully healed and back to exactly how he was before it.
Definitely very well said. One thing we will say to watch out for the second half, though, Anderson has reached 2 fouls, and both these teams are getting a bit handsy as both teams reach 3 fouls in the second quarter. Look for free throws down the stretch to be very important, as we saw in the Guerin Catholic game. And look for Lane Barnard also to maybe take some more minutes, as Anderson, I think it's 2 fouls to 1 between those two. We'll take a quick break here. I believe that'll be the end of our halftime report. We'll see you back out the desk here inside for the start of the third quarter. Welcome you back here to the Great Bruin Gymnasium for tonight's basketball matchup between the McCutcheon Mavericks and your Tri-West Bruins, and it's been certainly a close one. The lead for the Bruins has stayed within double digits, hovering about 9 to 10. Mr. Spears, how talking about throughout the second quarter, the Bruins made a very big defensive adjustment that helped kind of secure that interior scoring for the McCutcheon. He's really been limited to scoring throughout the year. Tell us about how that one really helped the second quarter into the second quarter.
Yeah, again, what we started to see was on-ball pressure and then off-the-ball pressure, too. They were trying to take away, because McCutcheon was moving a lot more the ball than because of seven screens. And so by just picking up the intensity a little bit and kind of getting it out of the rhythm. And then if the ball did get into the low post and under the block, the double was going to try to aren't doing a great job of finding the weak side guy, because anytime you bring the double over, the weak side's going to be wide open, right? And so what we started to do in the second quarter after we made that adjustment was blocking out, going up and attacking the rebounds, right? And that limited McCutcheon on second chance opportunities. They don't appear to be a real great outside shooting team. I know they hit a couple of shots. I think they make their living down on the block. And so if we can limit that down in there and keep that going now, as we said, what we've got to make sure we don't do is out away from the basket, on ball pressure, sit down, move your feet, keep your hands off. Don't pick up ticky-tack, cheap fouls, trying to swipe and get a cheap steal. Offensively, just stay patient. We could get just about anything we want, breaking them down off the dribble. We got the ball inside a lot. We can shoot from outside. Just got to be patient.
So as we go into the start of the second half, Bruins starters look like this. Number 10, Jackson Paris. Number 11, Parker Gibson. Number 4, Ryan Miller. Number 20, Daniel Thomas. And inside in the middle, number 13, Parker Anderson. And starters for the Mavericks look like this. Number 0, Jax Jenkinson. Number 11, Isaac Richardson. Number 30, Connor Gamble. Number 24, Max Marshall. And number 4, Thomas Chandler. Anderson gets a quick inside feed to start the half, and he'll go up for a foul. He'll head to the line early.
Yeah, giving McCutcheon a taste of their own medicine right there. Getting the ball down on the block to the big guy, letting him go to work. Nice job there of Parker being strong with the ball, pivoting through the contact, and then getting the call there to go to the line.
Number 24, Max Marshall, picking up that foul, his second of the night. Team's first already as Anderson hits the first free throw, extending the lead to 10.
So as we look, Lane, as we look at this, if we move this to 11, 12 points, nice job by Ryan there. I don't know how he didn't get that call. It looked like he got hit on the back going up for that. Be nice to be able to push this up to about 15 to 18 here in the third quarter.
So Jenkinson, quick swing to Richardson as we start the Mavericks' first possession. Marshall has it, picks up his dribble, tries to swing to Chandler, stolen by Paris. Paris brings it up the floor, one-on-one, tries to put up the layup, and it is good through contact. Bruins now extend this to 12.
Yeah, nice job there by Jackson finishing through that bump.
Bruins up in a man-to-man press. Thomas gets it to number 20, Marshall gets it to Richardson, and Richardson gets it up to Gamble. Gamble, quick screen to Jenkinson. Jenkinson back to Richardson. Richardson inside to Gamble now. Gamble spins inside. Nice layup there from the guy. He's been their main scorer all night.
Yeah, that was a nice, strong move right there to go up and score.
So Gibson hands it to Paris. Paris quick swing to Anderson. Miller drives to his left, up over one. Can't get the layup to fall. Richardson tries to come down with the rebound, and it's going to stay with the Mavericks as Gibson couldn't get to the rebound quick enough.
That was a nice move by Ryan. He got everything but the finish. He got the guy leaning on the closeout, blew by him, just couldn't get the finish.
Jenkinson passed to Gamble as they cross the 10-second line. Gamble, quick swing to Chandler now. Chandler looking. Feeds it inside to Gamble. Nice lob there. Just over DT. Blocked by Anderson. Going to come down with Richardson, and Anderson another block. But Gibson tries to grab the rebound. Going to step out of bounds, but back-to-back blocks there for Anderson. He's been really good interior tonight.
Yeah, great help side there to disrupt that, and then coming back across saying, not in my house. Get it out of here.
So Mavericks going to inbound in the corner. Gets it into Richardson. Richardson quick screen to Gamble. Gamble swing to Chandler in the corner. Chandler dribbling left now, inside to Marshall. Marshall swing to Richardson. Richardson drives baseline over. Paris, nice lay there, and that'll shrink the lead back down to 9.
Yeah, nice solid take there. Looked like initially wanted to go up with violent intentions, realizing that wasn't going to happen, and just laid the teardrop up.
Mavericks up by 8 now, 35-27, 6 minutes as Miller drives left side of the lane, jump stops, goes up 2-on-1, nice layup there, leads back up to 12.
Yeah, nice recognition there by Parker to slide out of the way as Ryan drove toward him, kind of getting out of the way there to give him room to operate.
Leads back up to 10 by the Bruins as Richardson tries to put the teardrop again, this time a bit long as Thomas comes down with the rebound. Thomas, a rifle to Miller, as just out of reach of his fingertips. Miller going to fall off his hands, and it's going to go back to the Mavericks, as that's a really unwanted turnover there for the Bruins.
Yeah, Coach, you can kind of tell a little frustrated with that. He really wants to limit turnovers, and, silly live ball turnovers like that kill you.
Jenkinson, quick swing to Gamble as Gamble dribbles around up top, swings back to Jenkinson on the right wing. Jenkinson picks up his dribble, looking, gets it to Chandler in the corner. Chandler back to Jenkinson up top, swings it back around to Gamble. Gamble, pump fakes, dribbles inside the elbow, gets it back to Jenkinson. Jenkinson pull up just inside the arc. There's another 2 for him.
Yeah, it's a tough shot right there, long 2.
Thomas brings it up for the Bruins. Miller dribbles back to his right. Miller back to Thomas. Thomas driving baseline. Quick swing out to Gibson. Gibson a 3, just long. Paris, nice offensive board, and a nice put back there. Leads back up to 10 for the Bruins, 39-29.
Nice strength there to go up and get it and then go finish.
Jenkinson swing to Gamble. Gamble swing to Chandler. Chandler dribbles to his right, picks up his dribble now. Lob into Gamble, loses it. Anderson with the steal. Miller dribbling up, looking. Quick swing to Paris. Paris a 3, just off the front of the rim. Anderson fighting for the rebound, can't get it. Jenkinson has it, guarded by Thomas. Gamble has it. And a timeout going to take out by the Mavericks. As coming into the game is Barnett and Dean. We'll take a break here for a quick TV timeout. We welcome you back here to the Tri-West Gymnasium as we see a couple of Broncos fans in the stands tonight. Shout out our janitor, Trevor. Looking forward to the AFC Championship matchup there. Is also accompanied by our trainer and our weight coach, Mr. World.
Yeah, it's good to see the support from the staff here. We always have a great number of staff that show up to support our student athletes.
But as we focus back on the court here tonight, the Bruins they've been hot, kind of hot and cold tonight. Mr. Spears, what can we see coming out of this timeout from them?
Yeah, I don't know. I know McCutcheon's coach is getting a little frustrated with some hands by our defense. I'd watch if he had a conversation with the officials about watching for the hands as McCutcheon players try to attempt to drive to the basket.
So Jenkinson has it up top to Gamble. Gamble swing to Marshall. Marshall looking around, triple threat, finally dribbles to his left. One, puts it back up. Gamble tries to go back up. Barner with a steal, hands it off to Dean. Dean pushes up the floor now, picks up his dribble now, gets it to Paris. Paris spinning to DT. DT pulls it back out to Paris. Paris looking for a pick here. He gets it. Now up top. Swing to Miller. Miller, nice swing inside to Barnard. Barnard, nice post move there. Gets another 2 for the Bruins. Lead is 12.
Nice work there by the Bruins to work that ball inside the lane.
41-29, 3:30 left in the third. Bruins up. Chandler has it. Swing to Marshall. Marshall, swing to Richardson now on the left wing. Richardson looking. He's got Gamble. Gamble looking now on the right. Swing back to Chandler the other way. Chandler a pull-up 3. It's good. There's his first action of the night. He's got 3.
Yeah, you can see he got that in rhythm and got that off. We can't let him get hot.
Thomas dribbling to the right in the lane. Quick swing to Dean. Dean for 3. Air ball this time, but it's going to be off the hands of Chandler. Bruins going to get another chance.
It was a
Gibson.
nice drive by DT there and a kick. It just unfortunately Eric wasn't quite able to get set there on that three.
Gibson into the game for Thomas. Paris, pump fake, three now. It's good. Give Paris three. 12-point lead now for the Bruins, 44-32. As Chandler has it. Chandler gets it inside to Richardson. Richardson 3-on-1, stolen by Paris. Paris dribbles at the floor up the middle. Nice feed inside to Miller. Blocked by, I believe that's number 4, Chandler. Still going to come down with Richardson. Richardson now brings up the floor. Blocked. And it's going to be a charge on Paris. Thought it was originally going to be a block call. Didn't think he had his feet set, but Paris going to get the charge. Nice offensive foul there, forced by Paris.
Yeah, nice job by Jackson getting set there. I thought Ryan got hammered on the other end, so who knows if that was a makeup call there. Either way, it was a nice job getting back in transition defense. You know, it looks like McCutcheon's trying to run a lot of 4 high, open up the lane a little bit, and it doesn't seem to be working very much for him.
So Gibson has it up top, and entering the game tonight is Xavier Graham, number 23. He's fighting for the rebound there, can't get it. Marshall pushes up the floor for McCutcheon. Guarded by Miller, had his hands up, but a foul going to be called, I believe, on the contact.
McCutcheon bench getting a little mouthy over there. Official showing some restraint.
So Miller going to get the team's first foul of the night, his first of the night. So number 24, Max Marshall, heads to the line for the Mavericks, shooting 2. Marshall puts up the first, and it will not go. Thomas will come in for him. So Marshall looking for his second free throw now. 2:18 left in the third, and Bruins still up by 12.
Got a block out here. If there's a miss.
Marshall makes the second, leads 11. Thomas brings it up. Looking to his right, gets it to Gibson.
Man.
Gibson to Paris. Paris back to Thomas. Thomas up top, 2-on-1. Gets it to Gibson in the corner. Gibson tries to drive baseline, pulls it back out. To Thomas now. Thomas back to Barnard up top. Handoff to Thomas on the right wing. Thomas dribbles inside. Nice kick out to Graham. Graham a three. It's
Nice.
good. Give him 3.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good job.
Points there for Graham as he comes off the bench here. It's a great night for him so far. Thomas, nice D, gets a steal. Thomas looking behind, going to be stolen though by Richardson again. Gets it back to him. Barnard, nice D there, gets it to Marshall. Marshall swing to Gamble. Gamble inside to Chandler, almost blocked by Barnard. Chandler puts up the layup.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate there. Good hustle by DT, but got it picked from behind, and unfortunate that they were able to scramble back.
Gibson to Graham. Graham to Paris. Paris back pass to Graham on the left wing. 1:15 now in the third. Gibson adds it. Gibson dribbles right. Tries to go up. Foul going to be called right as he's blocked by Gamble. Lead still 12 for the Bruins, 47-35, and that's McCutcheon's third foul of the quarter.
Yeah, you know, a lot of our offense tonight looked pretty simple. It's just been dribble handoff and breaking them down, making the extra pass. I mean, you say we only got 47 points here in the third quarter, but we've seemed to have been getting whatever we want most times down the court. We got to limit these turnovers and hit some free throws here, but push the lead to 12. Hopefully get this up closer to 18 before the end of the quarter here. It'd be real nice going to the fourth with a nice big lead.
Big substitute haul here for the Mavs. Number 44, Ryan Budzinski, comes into the game, as well as number 3, Noah Kuhn, and number 20, that's Isaac Morrison, as Parker Gibson will bury the second free throw, extending this lead to 13. Richardson brings it up the floor for the Mavs. Quick swing to number 20, that's Morrison. Morrison bricks the 3. Thomas pushes it back up the floor. Thomas looking, dribbles right side, quick swing to Graham. Graham swing to Thomas. Thomas driving lane, nice floater off the back of the rim, can't get it. Budzinski for the Mavs with the rebound.
That was a good take there by DT, just couldn't get the finish.
Kuhn loses his dribble as Graham's going to pick him up at half court, gets it back to Marshall. Marshall dribbling around, 40 seconds left. Inside to Budzinski. Budzinski dribbling around, blocked by Barnard. Richardson a 3. Just off the front of the rim. Rebound's going to go to Xavier Graham, and a foul going to be called on the Mavericks. Still stays with the Bruins.
Yeah, nice job there by Xavier to track that down, get the contact. doing a nice job there of switching and talking. Again, defensively, we've been playing pretty solid. Right now, we just want to settle in and get a good shot right here. I mean, we've got, like I said, good looks, but it'd be nice to just be able to finish one, put a 3 up on the board here going into the fourth quarter.
Noah Kuhn, his 3rd foul of the night, team's 4th foul of the quarter. Bruins still by 13, 23 seconds. Gibson dribbles to his right. Nice quick speed there to the line. Just gets it stuck inside the rim. Thomas tried to fight for the rebound. This time, number 20, that's going to be Morrison, comes down with it. Kuhn, step back 3 off the front of the rim. 10 seconds as Thomas gets it back. 7, Thomas across the 10-second line. Thomas,
my
between the
goodness.
legs, dribble, gets the layup to fall. What a play! Oh my goodness!
That was sick.
As time expires, what a
sick.
dribble there
Coach
from
is like,
Thomas.
oh my.
3-on-1 through the legs as he will end the quarter. 15-point lead for the Bruins, 50-35. We'll take a break here for a minute. We'll be right back. Welcome you back here to the Bruins Gymnasium for the start of the 4th quarter as the Bruins have a 15-point lead over McCutcheon. Has a great spectacular into the half for the Bruins. This is true, so you got to say going into the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, we did a nice job of doing what we wanted to do there. Again, if we just play solid under that victory pretty easily.
So the Mavericks going to start with the ball here in the 4th quarter as Noah Kuhn brings it across. Kuhn back to Richardson. Richardson swings to Morrison. Morrison inside to Kuhn. Kuhn left wide open, and a foul and an N1 call going to be called on. Foul going to be called on Anderson. Kuhn going to get the basket to fall.
Yeah, that's their base set right there. That was nice action to overload and get the flash to the low post. And unfortunately, the swipe is probably what drew the foul there. If he'd have just stayed straight up, he probably wouldn't have got the foul call. But anytime you come down on it, that action, you get them or not, it's going to get the foul call.
Kuhn, 3-point play, misses the free throw, but Richardson with the rebound. There's another 2.
Yeah, you got to
so
stay.
Now Bruins lead shrinks from 15 to 11 in the matter of about 15 seconds as Miller brings up the floor. Miller dribbles to his right, looking now. Cross court to Blakely in the corner. Blakely pump fakes, gets it back to Paris. Paris, quick swing to Thomas. Thomas dribbles inside. 3-on-1, gets to Paris. Paris a wide open 3 just off the front of the rim. Gamble comes out with the rebound. Blakely playing some good D as Kuhn brings it back up for the Mavericks. 7:15 left. Kuhn, quick swing to Gamble, who swings it to Richardson. Richardson looking, trying to find someone. Quick swing to Gamble. Gamble a 3 off the front of the rim into the hands of Miller. Miller, quick swing to Paris. Paris a 3. It's good around the world and down the drain she goes. There's 3 for Paris.
Yeah, nice job there to answer, kind of settle things down a little bit here.
So Kuhn, swing to Gamble, who swings to Richardson. Richardson now looking around his right. Almost gets it stolen by DT. Gamble back to Richardson, swing to Kuhn in the corner. Kuhn looking on his left, picks up his dribble, swing to Morrison. Morrison has it. Take Richardson. Swing to Gamble in the corner. Gamble, pump fake, drives baseline. Guarded by Anderson. I think got a piece of it by Anderson. Puts up his own rebound. Can't get it. Gamble again. This time a foul going to be called as he goes back up for the 3rd time. So Gamble heading to the free throw line as Anderson going to pick up his 4th of the night. So Gamble going to pick up his 1 and only free throw. Has a chance to shrink this to 13. Puts up his first, and it will go. That is right. The foul was called before the putback. So 13 now, looking for 12-point lead as the Bruins up 53 to 40, 6:25 left. Gamble looking for a second. It's up, and it is good. So 12-point lead here for the Bruins. Paris hands it back out to Miller as Miller will bring it back up the floor here for the Bruins. As Miller looking now for a play. Picks up his dribble. Got to find someone. He finds DT. Kuhn going to get the trap. Miller drives inside. No looker to Anderson. Nice move. Nice pass there. Anderson going to put it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a call that McCutcheon is going with, where they're going to try to put some ball pressure and double up top, but it was a nice job of breaking it down and finding the open man.
Richardson has it across the line as Morrison now has it in the corner. Morrison swing to Richardson. Richardson driving lane back to Gamble. Gamble going to be called on the travel, and another unforced turnover there by the Bruins.
Yeah, so again, I was thinking coming out at some point, if McCutcheon got this down into towards single-digit range, 10-point range, we'll probably see a lot more ball pressure. Looks like they're going to try to run some kind of trap, maybe up top, try to get the ball to stick to one side.
Blakely swing to Miller. 5:30 left to play here in the game. Paris has it. Swing to Blakely. Back to Paris now up top. Swing to Anderson. Anderson to DT. DT contested three, just long. Going to fall into the hands of Miller. He's going to throw it off of Richardson's legs, and it's going to go back to the Bruins, and a nice play there by Miller to get the out-of-bounds call.
Yeah, nice job there to heads up, keep that possession alive.
Into the game comes Parker Gibson for Daniel Thomas. Miller going to inbound it. Lobs into Anderson. Anderson quick swing to Paris. Paris back to Miller. Miller around the left, driving in the lane, 2-on-1. Can't get the layup to fall. Anderson tried to fight for the offensive board, can't get it. Richardson on Gibson, slows it down, speeds it back up. Stolen by Blakely. Nice steal there from the sophomore. Blakely dribbles, nice pass to, nice shovel to Anderson, or Paris, excuse me. Blakely a three. It's
nice.
good. Give him three.
Yeah.
Way to make the plays there by Blakely on both sides of the ball, and a timeout going to be called by Tri-West as they take a 17-point lead, 15-41 with just over 5 minutes left. We'll be right back. Richardson now has it back, and he's looking up top. Jenkinson on the wing, jumping around, it's off his foot, picks it back up, as that's Marshall with a three off the back of the rim. Barnard has it, quick swing to Blakely. Blakely up the floor, 4:30 left. Nice find there for Miller.
Nice!
What a behind-the-back pass to
What a
Barnard!
play!
Oh my goodness! Does this guy have eyes in the back of his head? I think he does. He's had so many spectacular plays tonight. Gamble now has it, trying to work his way down low. It's going to be off the hands of Barnard. But what a play there from Ryan Miller to see the backwards pass to Barnard.
Yeah, that was fantastic. 2 flashy plays tonight from the Bruins. Those are big buckets. Got to stay focused, though. When we had that phenomenal play there by DT to end the third, we came out a little shaky to start the fourth.
Paris tipped it on the inbound, but it's going to fall out of bounds off his own hand, so the Mavericks will have it outside of their own bench as number 3, Noah Kuhn, will return to the floor for the Mavericks. Bruins have a 19-point lead right now. 4:14 left, 60-41. So the Mavericks going to have it in front of their own bench. Richardson inbound to the Gamble. Fakes the handoff. Gamble pulls it back out. Gamble to Jenkinson. Jenkinson looking for a play. Gets it to Gamble. Jenkinson picks up his dribble now. Gets it to Richardson. Richardson cross court to Marshall. Swing to Kuhn. Swing to Jenkinson, excuse me. Jenkinson spins up over the lane. Tipped by Gibson. Give it to Miller. Miller. Nice shovel pass to Paris. Blocked by Richardson. But it will stay here on the Tri-West end of the floor. That was a pretty good rejection there from Richardson. As like we said, that height, being their tallest player on the team, he's definitely using it to their advantage.
Yeah, I love the unselfishness there of Ryan to give it up, though. That was a nice job there on the break.
Thomas gets the inbound but pulls it back out to Gibson. Now Barnard up top. Barnard, hand off to Miller. Miller dribbles right in the lane. Nice overlook pass from Barnard again. These guys are hooked on telepathy, as these guys, I believe it's the third time tonight they've connected on inside scores.
Yeah, and that's one thing Coach Strine said pregame is he would love to see a little bit more assists, and we're definitely seeing some of that sharing of the ball here the last couple possessions. Good sign to see there.
Richardson spin move and will roll it in off the front of the rim. Leads back down to 19, 62-43. Bruin lead, 3:12 left. Thomas dribbling around, trying to drain a little bit of clock. Thomas to Miller on the left wing. Miller dribbles back to his right. Miller swing to Paris. Paris a wide open 3. It's good. Give him 3. Timeout by McCutcheon, trying to limit the bleeding there, but I think it's already started. It's a 22-point lead for the Bruins, 65-43. We'll take a quick break. Welcome you back here to the Tri-West High School here as we start the closing minutes here at 2:55. Bruins up by 22. And what we've seen tonight, it's been the Ryan Miller show. He's had a stellar night tonight, assisting and scoring for this whole Tri-West team.
Yeah, this has really been a nice total team effort tonight. Defensively, you see guys getting down and dirty, getting stops, getting rebounds, offensively sharing the ball, inside out. This has been a nice team performance tonight by the Bruins.
Jenkins swings it to Marshall in the corner. Marshall tries baseline back to Jenkinson. Jenkinson picks up his dribble, kicks back out to Kuhn. Kuhn back to Jenkinson in the corner. Jenkinson looking, gets it to Richardson. Quick swing to Kuhn. Can't get the steal, close to Gibson. Heavily guarded by Paris on top. Nice defense there for the Bruins. Swing to Jenkinson, the deep 3 just off the front of the rim. Barnard with the rebound. Gibson trying, no foul call there by Jenkinson on the reach. But Gibson gonna have it. Gibson looking. Gonna kick out to Blakely. Blakely a 3. Just off the back of the rim. Paris, nice offensive board. He got to Thomas. Thomas, nice feed to Barnard. And a nice play there for Thomas to Barnard. Then 2 more.
Coach loves it. That's exactly what he wants to see. That's ideal. And the Bruins are staying focused and putting the icing on the cake here.
So Jameson has it up top, gets it back to Richardson. Defeated the game one time. He misses a layup, and a foul going to be called on Blakely. That'll be the Bruins' fourth foul in the quarter, I believe. And it will be Blakely's first. But the Bruins still have a nice solid lead here. 24 points, 67 to 42.
It's been a nice total team effort all around. I mean, so many guys have made plays tonight that when you go back and watch the film, and I know the coaching staff will, they've got to be pleased with what they've seen from every person that stepped on the floor tonight. I mean, we saw X get out and hit a three. We've seen Amari hit a three. Just doing great stuff. Obviously, the starters. It's a nice team win tonight.
Into the game for the Bruins is number 32, Keegan Linder. And into the game for the Mavericks, number 44, that is Ryan Budzinski. As Gibson will bring it up. Going to try and drain out the clock here, 1:40 left. As the Bruins still up by 22. Gibson gets the hand. Nice lob there to Barnard. Barnard tries to shovel it back out to the corner, but it's going to get it tipped away from him. But the ball will stay with the Bruins. So Thomas will take it out. Lobs it in for Barnard long. Barnard now pulls it back inside the arc. Gets it back to Thomas. Thomas spins. Hand off to Blakely. Less than a minute 30. Barnard to Linder. Linder a three off the bench. Just off the front. Thomas fighting for the rebound. Can't get it. But Budzinski has it. Jenkinson brings it up. One-on-one with Blakely. Blakely, nice hands. Good D there. Jenkinson gets it into Budzinski. Stolen by Linder. Linder brings up the floor. Linder, nice cross-court, trying to find Thomas, but stolen by number 32. That was Connor Pratt, but it looks like he's going to step out of bounds. So the ball will luckily return back to the Bruins.
Yeah, right idea there by Keegan to kick it out just a little bit. Couldn't get enough on that to get it out there.
Gibson lobs into Barnard, hand off to Thomas. Thomas looking, dribbling in the lane, goes up for the score, can't get it to go. Budzinski with the rebound as we enter the under 1 minute mark. Richardson dribbles to his left. Barnard's got him. He's inside of Budzinski. Budzinski misses a layup, but Marshall puts it back for him. Blakely brings it up. 43 seconds left. Exactly 20-point lead for the Bruins. 67 to 47. Gibson brings it around now. Drives in the lane. Blocked by Marshall there. They're going to come down with Budzinski. Budzinski to Jenkinson. Jenkinson brings up the floor. Marshall pump fakes a three. Jumper there. Just in and out. Gibson tips it to Thomas. 18 seconds. Thomas dribbling. One-on-one. Tries to spin. Can't get it. He's going to dribble it back down. I think Thomas going to try and drain the clock here. 10 seconds now. Richardson trying to play some D.
Yeah, I think Coach has him pull it out and just going to let this clock run out.
And that will conclude the game in exactly 20. An exactly 20-point lead, 20-point win there for the Bruins, 67 to 47. Great win there for the Bruins tonight. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with an interview from Ryan Miller. Welcome here to Tri-West High School here post game. We're here with star guard of the team, Ryan Miller. Ryan, how do you think your performance was tonight?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought we all shared the ball pretty well. I thought we all shot it well too, especially down the stretch. And I thought we just executed really well.
Big win here over McCutcheon. I was talking with Paris throughout the week. He said this team would be tough, but thought you guys could pull out the win here. And you looked like you were on fire tonight. Had great shooting, great passing ability as well. I mean, what do you think of that tonight for your performance?
Yeah, obviously all my success comes from my teammates. Them trusting me, and confidence in me. My coaches, all that different stuff. Obviously, just being confident in my shot, always being ready and listening to the coaches and executing all that type of stuff.
Miller, again, the SGA treatment. How do you feel about your matchup tomorrow night here with back-to-back games this weekend?
Pendleton Heights, obviously that's going to be a really good team. I know they beat Westfield, Zionsville. It's going to take a lot of grit, a lot of toughness, a lot of communication, a lot of togetherness to win this game. But I definitely think we can pull it out 100%.
Star guard Ryan Miller on his